Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we're looking at today is a 2019 Chevrolet Impala Premier. This Impala is painted in iridescent pearl tricoat. On the key, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, trunk release, remote start, and panic. You do have smart key access on all four doors. You have storage with bottle holders in the front door panels. It does have a premium Bose sound system, power windows, locks, and mirrors. You also have two-person memory settings for the driver's seat. This one has a jet black interior, and the Premier trim comes standard with leather seat upholstery. Both front seats are fully powered with two-way power lumbar support. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine, and along with smart key, it does have push button start. And in this car, the information display stopped working, but a new one is on its way in, and it'll be installed before the car is sold. The Impala was Chevrolet's full-size flagship car. The model went through three different production phases, one could say. The first phase of the Impala lasted from 1958 until 1985. About a decade later, the Impala was revived for 1994 as the Impala SS, a full-size muscle sedan of sorts that was based on the Chevy Caprice. This iteration of the Impala lasted for just 3 years until 1996. After another hiatus, the Impala returned yet again in 2000 for an 8th generation, still as a full-size sedan, albeit now using a front-wheel drive platform. The Impala would then enter a 9th generation for 2006 and a 10th generation for 2014, before finally being discontinued after 2020 due to a decline in popularity of full-size sedans. Thus, this 2019 model we have here represents the Impala's 10th and final generation, which was produced in total for model years 2014 through 2020. The 10th gen Impala is not to be confused with the 2014 to 2016 Impala Limited, those of which were actually carryover 9th gen models. The 10th gen Impala rode on GM's Epsilon 2 platform alongside stablemates like the Cadillac XTS and the 2nd gen Buick LaCrosse. Changes between 2014 and 2020 were mostly pretty subtle, such as the switching up of trim levels and the additions of a couple new tech features here and there. The US market 2019 model year Impala was offered in 3 trim levels: the base LS, the mid-range LT, and the range-topping Premier like the one in this video. There were 2 engines to choose from, the base one being a 2.5-liter inline-4 with 197 horsepower, and the upgraded engine being a 3.6-liter V6 with 305 horsepower. The 4-cylinder was standard on LS and LT, while the V6 was optional on LS and LT and standard on Premier models. Front-wheel drive and a 6-speed automatic transmission were standard across the range. In Chevy's US 2019 lineup, the full-size Impala was the largest sedan, slotting above the midsize Malibu. In the instrument cluster, we have 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And there is also a digital information display, which can be gone through via these controls on the steering wheel. Again, it's not functioning right now, but that will be fixed before the car is sold. It has a 4-spoke design, heated, leather-wrapped, and multifunctional steering wheel. And as for controls, on the front of the spokes, on this side you have your cruise controls and your heated steering wheel toggle button. And on this side, you'll find your information display controls, along with the buttons for your voice control and Bluetooth. Then on the back of the spokes you have your audio controls. And the steering wheel is power, tilt, and telescopic. Some storage for the driver. The parking brake is electronically operated. You have your panel dim, power trunk release, and your parking sensors button. Climate vent for the driver. On this side, you'll find your exterior lighting stock. And on this side, you'll find your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you have your touchscreen interface for your MyLink infotainment system. We'll go over the system more in a bit. You have your central climate vents, hazard light switch, some physical controls for the radio and infotainment system, CD player slot right here. Now right here we have a set of dual zone automatic climate controls. You have your temperature on either side with your sync and auto modes, your AC recirculation, front and rear defrost, fan speed dial in your different zones. Behind this cover we have a wireless charging pad, entering reverse does reveal a backup camera with guidance lines. Next to the shifter, we have two cup holders. Behind that, you have your traction control toggle button, along with the controls for your 3-stage heated and cooled front seats. You do have a center console with some storage, with a removable tray. And inside of it, you do have a 12-volt power outlet, 2 USB-A ports, and an aux port. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. There are grab handles at all 4 corners, auto-dimming rear view, and on the overhead console you have your OnStar controls, passenger airbag indicator, LED overhead lights, and your garage home link. And finally, here is that MyLink infotainment system in this 2019 Impala. So we're on the home screen right now. You have audio, you have AM, FM, and Sirius XM. Then you have Bluetooth audio, plus you still had a CD player in this car. But you have the audio menu, so you have your sound settings, etc. Stations list, that kind of stuff. Then you have your phone stuff, screen projection, your navigation system, you can change the map view, and there's several other things in the navigation. Obviously, I'm just kind of briefly going over the whole system, not going to delve into every last menu, but just a brief overview. Weather for your SiriusXM travel link, should you have a subscription, your text messages, OnStar, apps, My Chevrolet, that kind of stuff. And then you have some physical shortcut buttons like for your home, back, radio and media, and I almost forgot. Just push this and it'll move the whole screen up out of the way to reveal a secret storage compartment with a USB port. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. The driver's window is fully automatic and the rest of them are automatic down. This Premier rides on the upgraded 20-inch aluminum rims. Powering the Impala Premier is the model's top engine for 2019, that being GM's LFX 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6. It's an all-aluminum power plant with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, direct injection, and variable valve timing. Horsepower is rated at 305 at 6,800 RPM, and torque is rated at 264 pound-feet at 5,200 RPM. Channeling that power to the front wheels is a 6-speed automatic transmission with a manual shifting mode. Running on regular unleaded with an 18.5-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for this car are about 19 mpg in the city and 28 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a multi-link rear suspension. Stopping the car are 4-wheel disc brakes. Storage and bottle holders in the back door panels as well. You also have 60/40 split folding rear seats. Both front seats do have mat pockets in the backs. Grab handles, coat hooks. Rear passengers do get their own set of climate vents, along with a household style power outlet and a traditional car 12-volt outlet, along with a folding center armrest with 2 cup holders. Comfort and space back here is obviously pretty nice. This is a flagship full-size sedan. The full-size sedan is a class that's basically dead now, but nonetheless, full-size sedans have their benefits. They have massive trunks, very comfortable back seats, ideal for frequently riding around the back seats. Having people in the back seats, you know what I'm trying to say. Footroom, legroom, headroom, all pretty good. And I gotta say, this top-of-the-line premier trim level of the Impala, I love the leather. It looks and feels very high quality, especially with this brown piping and stitching. Dual exhausts. Trunk space in the Impala is 18.8 cubic feet, but you can fold the back seats down to allow for more space. And as you saw earlier, the fuel door is on the passenger side. But anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2019 Chevrolet Impala. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.